Join Cardtricks this Christmas. New buyers will get up to £100 off their first purchase. Valid for everything in the store from big spots, belts, shirts, and much more. Use the code JINGLEBALLS with a Z. Merry Christmas from everyone at Cardtricks. Good luck.
And now, presenting from across the pond, it's the Squared Circle Relics Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the bonus episode, the Survivor Series bonus episodes. I'm your president, David Lloyd. I'm here with CMC, Chris McCarthy, and
Hello.
Chaos himself, Jamie, the Colonel. So today we are talking about Survivor Series 2024, and we're also going to talk a bit about Cardtricks' pools for the last month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah.
God, this is probably that far back. So we'll go through Survivor Series. Well, first of all, I have watched Survivor Series apart from, I think, one match where I just kind of zoned out, and that was the Shinsuke match. But I've watched the rest of it. Mm-hmm. Chris, I know you've watched some of it.
I watched most of it on Cardtricks' on his break. So I managed to do the free-for-all before the break. And then obviously we had the earlier start time now, which is something that's going to continue into the Royal Rumble I've seen today.
Yeah.
But I still didn't make the whole thing, so I fell asleep. I think I made most of the break, but yeah, I just woke up on the couch and everything was finished and my phone had died.
Should we, do you want to talk about the free-for-all really quickly? Because, again, this was like the first time they've done this, haven't they?
Yeah.
And it was obviously a completely free break. It was all done on Gibbies. We had some quite a good success within the free-for-all, really, didn't we? Between a group of the ATP.
Not me and you.
No, not us two, but otherwise.
But everyone,
Yeah, 3 packs.
3 packs out of
2
12.
for Tommy, 1 for moi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy didn't really get... Well, he got number cards, but he didn't get much. And but I hit a auto. Just very sad it was Axiom base auto. But it's free.
Free,
And there's nobody else doing free breaks like that in the UK. So thank you very much, Cardtricks. The amount of free giveaways that he's been doing recently as well is just been insane. So not just lives, but pop-ups doing free giveaways and stuff like that. It's been amazing. So thank you, Chris, Casper, and Co. for doing everything you have been doing with those. It's been amazing. So, shall I get into... I mean, Jamie, you've not watched it, have you? You've not been able to get
I mean,
around to
I haven't. I was also on the free-for-all. Yeah, then I stayed on the Cardtricks break for the women's war games, and then I went to bed. So yeah.
Okay. So we'll get into it. I mean, it's not a massive show really, because the majority of it is taken up by war games.
War games, Pat.
Janine. Peggy. There's one.
All right, Pepe.
Pepe.
Come on, Lloyd. He keeps doing these rolls. Keep going.
Anyway, so we had the first match was Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, and Bayley. Apparently, Io and Bayley are now on the same team together. That makes fucking sense. And they were going off against the Judgment Day of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Nia Jax thrown into it, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. So this was the Women's War Games match, which I think, to be honest, it says 38 minutes, 15 seconds. And I think pretty much 30 minutes of that is all the bullshit that leads up to the match actually starting, which I hate. Like, what's the point? Like, there's no jeopardy in it until everyone beats the shit out of each other for half an hour, and then the bell rings when everyone's in the ring. It's like, yeah, okay. It doesn't sit well with me. I've never liked the format of the show. Jamie, I know you've got a special place in your heart for it, but I can't lie. I think it's just it just doesn't make any sense.
Just because I went that one show, it doesn't mean I like the rest of the war games concept.
No, I know. you've got a special like
PC.
If you look at it, you think, oh, you know, good times. I had good times watching that match and stuff like that. So it'll always be a fluffy thing in your heart for it, but like taxidermy, a fluffy thing in your heart.
That's where I got into it, mate.
But I just don't know. Like having two of them on the show as well, the women's and the men's. If they like did one for like just either a men's one year, then a women's the next year, I think I'd like it more.
It would be more special. It would be more of a spectacle, wouldn't it? I did see a stat about the women's one that Io Sky has been in all of them. I thought that was quite cool. Yeah,
it's cool.
It was just a stat that I was not expecting. I know that, you know, they haven't been doing it that long, but it's just weird.
Well, the thing is, I can give you more stats, and there's a bit of spoiler for later on if I did, so I won't.
Give me it then.
Well, it's all by one of the war games on Survivor Series matches have been won. So they've all been, apart from one of them, that have been won by the faces.
Yeah.
It's just, that's mad. It feels like to me that WWE as a season starts in January, leading up to the Royal Rumble and then the Royal Rumble. And that's when the year really kicks off. And then it finishes at Survivor Series. And then what we have from now until the Rumble is really just fluff in between. Because if you keep on having the baby faces winning at Survivor Series, it just closes the door, closes the chapter, closes the book on the whole year. There's no more jeopardy going forward for the rest of what's left of the rest of the year going into Royal Rumble. And I just okay, but it's kind of ruined the next War Games match, me saying that, but I did not think that the good team, the babyface team, the Rhea team would win this match. I thought it was going to be Liv all the way.
Yeah.
But I was really shocked that the Rhea came away with the win. I don't think it does anything for Rhea, because you want Rhea still to be chasing Liv for that title. Having like this win over her just means that she probably isn't going to win the title against Liv anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just felt really strange. Having Bayley and Io on the same team, having Bayley coming in for Jade when apparently Jade is a work, and they didn't do anything with that. I thought that my prediction was that it was Bayley that took Jade out backstage. That's sense, why she got in the team, and then she was going to betray Rhea and then start teaming with Liv and Rodriguez, like make her switch. They didn't do any of that, and it just felt really strange.
I mean, some negatives on the match. I mean, there was plenty to take away from it. I mean, Nia Jax was the big standout for the negative stuff. Obviously, lots of coverage on this. Have you boys got any thoughts on Nia Jax in the match?
Fucking terrible. Like, what we've said it time and time again. There's no point going over it again and again and again. But she just looked like so uncoordinated. I think, Jamie, you've called her clumsy before. It's just not. I just can't understand. They had the chance as well, and everyone thought that
to release her and not bring her back.
Well, that Tiffy was going to cash in this time, and they did a moment, obviously, where both Nia and Liv were on the floor, and she could have gone either way, and you know it came to nothing in the end. But I'm just thinking, just get Nia out of the frame now. She's just, those chair shots were just embarrassing. They really were. I hated watching that match.
Awful.
It was terrible. Io up the ladder. Up the ladder? There's no ladder. Up the cage, doing the jump with the trash cans and stuff like that. Again, it's just, It's just predictable. I don't know, man. I just think it was a miss. I think more so. I think the result was a miss. It just felt really strange, this match to me.
Well, WWE.com does clearly say here that this was an unreal women's War Games match. Do you think it was an unreal War Games match?
Yeah, at some points I didn't know what I was watching, and that was probably how unreal it was. I think they just love... I think Triple H has got this obsession with having the winners being the baby faces, the women on top of the cage at the end celebrating. I think he just loves that image of them doing that. And it's not for me. And yeah, I just thought it was strange. I don't think it did anything. Like, you had both champions, Nia and Liv, on the losing side. What does it? It doesn't do anything for them.
Your champions, yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Really odd.
Really strange. So I just hope Tiffy cashes in soon, and I think that would be good. But the thing is, I don't know what it does for Rhea next, because she ain't going to win against Liv anytime soon. I'd be very surprised. I say that now, it's going to happen. The next match on the card was Shinsuke versus LA Knight. Yeah. For the I should say LA Knight versus Shinsuke, and that was for the WWE United States Championship. Obviously, Shinsuke has come back to WWE after taking quite a long period out. Shinsuke got the win.
Isn't he?
I don't know.
Apparently, he's doing a lot of surfing. Apparently,
I don't know what he does in his downtime, but
I've seen that before. That he's a big surfer. Yeah.
Anyway, Shinsuke won. He beat LA Knight for the title. This was the one match I didn't really watch. So
Shinsuke's got like a new look and a new kind of
new face paint and all sorts of darkness and moons. It's quite cool. I mean, it does look really good.
It's good to see him back as well. Like, he's not really reached the heights that he was predicted to reach, has he? And yeah, it's good to see him back.
I agree. Yeah, it's just a thing with people that come over from Japan to the US. Very rarely do they emulate the success in Japan, and I'm gutted because he's got all the tools to be the champion, and then they never pulled the. I mean, he won the Rumble, and they just didn't pull the trigger after that, did they? So for one reason or another. So anyway,
I'll say really quick. There's a really cool shot of Shinsuke's entrance, and I think that'd be a really nice photogenic card if they ever done photogenic again. Obviously, we're not going to, but that'd be a really cool.
Well, you might get an instant of it. But
yeah, maybe. Potentially.
And then I don't know what that does for LA Knight now going forward, because are they going to promote him to main event status? They've seemed to have gone out of their way not to have him in the main event. So maybe keep having a feud with Shinsuke. It's weird, isn't it? Like, you have the fan favorites, and if you don't fit into the mold, you're going to be relegated some way or one way or another. And it just feels he's a victim of circumstance, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think quite ageist of them, really, to be honest.
Yeah, it does come across that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because he's like, what is he, early 40s, late 30s or something?
I think he's about the same age as me. I think he's like 43.
Something like that.
But saying that, Shinsuke's no young chicken, is he? So, a bit of a weird one, that. But match number 3, Bronathan Breakker versus Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser. Yeah. Bronathan, this was a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship held by Bronathan. Bronathan did win. Really good match. That was a big men getting meat slapped out of the match. Sheamus got absolutely trounced. At the end, Ludwig Kaiser beat Sheamus with his shillelagh, and he was red marks all over him. He looked like he'd been beaten the shit out of.
Jamie. I was just going to say, Jamie had Sheamus winning this one, didn't you?
Mm.
I remember you saying somewhere.
I think he was going to get. I thought he was going to get like the final thing and get that kind of. Was it the
Grand
triple
Slam.
crown?
Grand Slam.
Grand Slam. Sorry, Grand Slam. Sorry, not the triple crown. It's Grand Slam.
It's the only one. Yeah, and to be honest, he does deserve it. And if he would have toppled Bronathan, I would have been. I wouldn't have. Like, I would have been happy with it, to be honest. He does deserve that last title. And the thing is, it's funny because, like, Cena needs that last title as well, doesn't he? He needs the Intercontinental title as well. It would be hilarious if Sheamus goes to WrestleMania as the champion, and then Cena beats him for the title.
I would like to see that as well. Like, that matchup for Cena's last match would be really cool.
That would.
So
be
would
cool.
you have Braun and Cena first, then for Cena to get the Grand Slam, and then Sheamus to beat Cena?
I'd do it the other way around.
No, I'd get Sheamus to go
You've
into
got to have
the
Cena winning, haven't you?
Yeah, Sheamus to win the title, have beforehand, like at Rumble, and then have his moment as being, and then Cena comes back and challenges him for the title at Mania.
I like that. Yeah.
Well, here's a bit of fantasy booking then. Do you have Cena win the Rumble and then he picks the IC belt over the world title belts to keep him out of the title picture, but obviously then takes him to the Grand Slam?
I don't think that makes much sense because Cena just needs one more, doesn't he, to be the GOAT?
You kind of wouldn't waste the Rumble win on the Intercontinental title, and
but it's make believe, and nobody really fucking like it. Could
it would be cool to see if someone did choose that title.
But we've seen like Charlotte Flair like challenging
the
NXT and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be. But then again, if he does that, it kind of diminishes the world titles, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And he would have to say he then won at WrestleMania. He'd have to vacate the title, wouldn't he? Or was he?
I thought he was going till SummerSlam. I think
was it till SummerSlam?
Yeah,
Okay, take it to SummerSlam
lose
and
at
then drop
SummerSlam.
it there. Okay.
Lose to some up and comer there. Hopefully not fucking A-Town down again.
Or you could do the IC title and think, well, now I've done that, I can go to the world title and try and break that record. And maybe he's trying to do the whole lot in it. You don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Chasing the gold. Anyway.
But it was a good match. A very battered Sheamus walked into Braun doing his spear, and that's all she wrote. So, but it was a really good match. It was my favourite match on the card. I love that match. Big, brutal match. I love those kind of. Everyone loves those kind of matches, isn't they? Big man getting apart from Ludwig, who's very slobber knocker.
That's all Shay wrote.
Yeah, which I thought Gunther versus Damian Priest was kind of going to be that, but it wasn't as exciting or entertaining. It yet again finished with the Finn Balor coming in and getting. It was a weird one actually, because obviously he interfered in the match, and then as he was outside, I mean, he did a coup de grace onto Priest on the outside, and then Gunther came out and smacked the shit out of Finn Balor, which I thought was a bit weird, because it was like, okay, so they're going to set that up for a triple threat now. So, okay, that's where we're going. So, he basically got rolled back into the ring. Gunther put him he'd been working on the arm and put him in a submission move, and Damian Priest doesn't tap, does he? He just passes out, and that's all she wrote. But you have to put Finn in there now, because otherwise it's just going to be boring, same thing, repetitive. So, but I think it would be interesting, a triple threat with them three. That'd be quite good.
Yeah,
I'll be on board with that. Yeah,
it's weird though. I think Gunther's put a bit of weight on since he went really skinny. And like, he was a big old boy, big old unit, and he went really skinny. And I was thinking, oh god, he's lost so much weight. I'm not sure if it fits his big man persona anymore.
He's filling out a bit more now, isn't he?
And he's filled out just a tiny bit more, and I think he looks absolutely perfect.
He looks a monster, yeah.
Yeah, he does look absolutely perfect now. So, good on him. And I don't know, like, is he having the run that we're all going to remember? He just needs to get away from Damian Priest now and like start fighting.
It's a bit tired, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, he needs to fight CM Punk. Like, can you imagine Gunther slapping the shit out of CM Punk? I think that would be amazing.
Get him stroppy.
Oh, I'd love that. Or like Gunther versus a returning Drew. Just get him away from Priest now.
Well, Drew's back now, isn't he?
It's been too long, hasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just been too long. And we'll get on to, oh my God, 41 minutes 55 this was, and only 55 seconds of it was the actual match. That's I lie, it was about 10 minutes. So you had the OG Bloodline, Roman Reigns, the Usos, Jay and Jimmy, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk versus the New Bloodline, which is Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Toma Tonga Lau, and for some reason Bronson Reed. So it wasn't a bad match. Did you guys see most of this?
I haven't seen anything yet other than obviously the moment with seeing Punk and Reigns.
I've seen that bit,
yeah. So the main talking point of that was obviously they had to get used to each other, but they had some comical moments, in the cage together, and that was quite good. And CM Punk barging, the way he was like nonchalantly just standing there like to the side of it, and then he's barging his way out past Reigns. Yeah, it was quite cool. I think the match just went how you thought it was going to go, very back and forth, then dominating with the New Bloodline. Wait until Reigns to get into the cage, then Reigns picks up his team, not necessarily CM Punk, and then the match starts. The match gets into it, and then it just ends with the OG Bloodline winning. The only notable thing really that happened was Bronson Reed went off the top of the cage and broke his ankle. Apparently,
his ankle. Yeah, he needs surgery, which
was really strange because when he did it and he rolled away, he wasn't holding his ankle like like you would if you would have broken your ankle. He just kind of lay there like a bit like perplexed to what was going on. I don't know if he knocked himself out as well, maybe.
Yeah, I feel bad for him there.
Yeah, he spent the rest of the time just cowered in the corner, to be honest.
Yeah. After
he did that. Jacob Fatu looked like he did himself a mischief as well on his knee at one point, but he seemed to be okay afterwards. But it was an okay match. It was just I thought the Liv team, the bad woman team, was going to win, and the good OG Bloodline in the evening would win. And so you have one bad team winning and one good team winning, and keep it a bit balanced. And I thought that was kind of a lock, but having two face teams winning just felt strange. But it was good. It was a good end to the feud, if that's the end. I don't know where they go from here now. Thoughts? Like, what next?
Well, it's set up CM Punk and Seth, hasn't it? They did a segment on Raw, I think.
I thought it was going to set up CM Punk versus Roman. That's how it felt. Yet. But that's how it felt like it was going to go. And then Monday night came around, and Seth was like, "No, you're mine now," kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like they've just done a bit of a build up with Roman Reigns.
Well, they are still. Bad. I mean, they're still dabbling with that. Like the promo on Raw, obviously that was a big segment. They was kind of talking about how the bloodline kind of ruined them, and they've all still got issues with the bloodline. So there is still that Roman aspect to it. So I don't think that has completely gone out the picture. I still think that's going to come along at some point. But obviously they're dabbling with this Heyman pulling a favour for Punk for him to do the wargames match and stuff. And yeah, I think there's still a few things you can do there, can't you? So
I don't know. Maybe like Roman, like he's going to help Punk win the Royal Rumble as a
to get the main event of Mania.
Yeah, as a thank you kind of thing. I don't know. As a like he's instructed by Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I was about to say like Heyman comes down and kind of points. Do you know what I mean? And kind of tells Roman to do it.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Yeah.
Put yourself out.
Yeah, maybe.
Or
or take himself out with someone maybe, and take Seth out.
Yeah, potentially.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Fantasy booking. This is done. We've done more fantasy booking this time round than we ever have done.
Is that not good though? That's a good sign, isn't it?
But
That
that's a
this
good
can
thing.
now go anyway.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. But as I say, it's a bit of a black hole until we get to Rumble, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And that's like 2 months away, guys. So
We've got St. Night's main event soon, which is all good.
Yeah, just feels like a bit of a downtime now until we get there. But I think we need it. It's been a busy year for WWE. They've done so well. They've knocked it out of the park numerous times. They've completely decimated AEW into the dust, and they've done it all without Vince McMahon. Who would have thought that? Like,
maybe that's the reason.
But who would have thought that would even be possible? I mean, fair play to Triple H. He's kept the lights on and moved everything forward at an amazing pace. Never thought I'd say that.
No, crazy.
Very cool. Final thoughts?
Not really. I mean, other than that, I think there's obviously enough stories coming from Survivor Series going forward. But yeah, it's on the road to Rumble now, isn't it, really? So,
do you know, you kind of mentioned this the other day to me, Dave, when we were talking, and we've kind of said about it today. You take out one of those War Games matches and you do an old school 4 versus 4 Survivor Series match for the women or something, or for the men or whatever. I would like to see that incorporated back into Survivor Series, even if it was just one match on the card.
do one War Games and one traditional match.
One traditional and then...
When you say traditional, they've always said the 5-on-5 is traditional. It's not. For me, it's the 4-on-4.
I mean, when you look at the
Ah.
front of the... I've got one behind me, but I can't be asked to get it. But the videos, do you know what I mean? You had the 4 on there, didn't you? So
Yeah, that for me is Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Why can't you have a bit of a pick and mix going forward? I think it would be so much better. You'll keep those matches different and special, and as well as like the 4 versus 4, they're elimination matches as well.
And you raised a good one as well, Dave. The names. They used to have wicked names.
The Warriors.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Yeah, it was cool, man. Like, it was actually proper teams.
Yeah.
And there was a build-up to it as well for Survivor Series with those teams.
Yeah,
as
you'd have the promos with all of them kind of
really
saying
cool.
something. And it also made for those wacky teams. Do you know what I mean? Because it was like you'd have like just people that you wouldn't normally get together. So if you'd have done it for the women's match, then the EO and the Bailey and Candice would have made a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'd like to see that.
No, I get it. Candice looks amazing still, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know she's had a kid and stuff like that, but she's honestly friend of Cardtricks as well.
Did anyone see while we're talking Cardtricks and Candice and Johnny? Did anyone see that Johnny opened? I think it was like a case of Select, and he pulled his own zebra.
No way.
What are the chances? Like 5 or 10 of them in the whole product to
mental.
pull your own zebra case hit. Wow, yeah, really cool.
Crazy, isn't it?
Friend of the Cardtricks.
I used to have a bit of a Candice Michelle PC actually. You know, that was quite because her prices have always been fairly good, and obviously are always quite nice as well. You know,
She's deceptively quick as well. She's one of the quicker women on the roster. She's very nippy. I like. She's a great wrestler. I think she'd be really good, like transitioning eventually into the trainer position. I think she'd be an amazing trainer. Her and Natty going off at some point to do training. I think that would be great.
Natty H.
Aren't they doing a women's intercontinental title? Has that been announced?
Yeah, tournament.
But she seems the perfect. She's never like been on the main roster. She's never been that like top caliber. But this would sort of fit her perfectly, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Well, it is. It's like it's always like the hardest workers, isn't it, that get the recognition, and I think she deserves it, to be honest.
Due.
Yeah, she is 100%. Okay, we'll move on then to What has Cardtricks UK been hitting over the last couple of months, Jamie?
They have been very, very busy. So let's go through the selects first of all, because we haven't discussed any of the big select hits. So we'll start with some of the, I'm going to say smaller ones, because they weren't really smaller ones. But this one's definitely Vacure. We had 2 tie-dye out of 25 picked out the same break. So that spot coming in big time just a few days ago. Also had Overfemi.
So it was 2 different breaks, but it was the same case.
Same case, yes.
It was the same case. That says a lot about Panini's configuration. but the same guy had her in both of the breaks.
Yeah.
So he got both.
And with a pair.
Crazy.
I've also seen an Obafemi Zebra also pop up as well. So that was a nice big to get as well. Going through the gold one-of-ones, I mean, Cardtricks have been on a bit of a gold mine out of these selects. So I'll start from the first one. So we had a Carmella Gold. We've had a Ray Auto Relic, again, 1-of-1. Dexter Loomis Auto. Paul Bearer. Kevin Owens Relic. We've also had Sola Sikoa Gold, 1-of-1. We've had a Miz Turbocharged 1-of-1. And we've had a Bailey 1-of-1 Relic patch as well. So gold reign supreme from Cardtricks at the moment. I know they've done a lot of select, but this is a hell of a lot of 1-of-1s to get from select. They've done so well.
It's crazy. Like, they were just coming out basically every case for them, hobby wise. It was a joy to watch, and I'm so glad they did it. I mean, granted, none of us have been one of those people who have got a 1-of-1, but as just for Cardtricks, I'm just so glad that they were able to achieve that. And ultimately, I didn't see another breaker hitting as many 1-of-1s as they did over that time period. It was just insane. So good on them.
I want to just go back to a couple of things. So obviously from the opening weekend, the select after they went in quite heavy. They didn't get any gold 1-of-1s from opening weekend. But we did have some Hogan to 10s. We had a Hogan Zebra. We had the Hollywood Hogan come through as well in the tie-dye. We had a Zebra for Uncle Howdy come out of the box. We had a J. Cargill to 10. Liv Morgan Zebra. And this is all kind of opening weekend. So some really, really big cards on the select side of things. And there's still select being broken all the time on Cardtricks. So do check some of those out on there. Any other select things that you've kind of seen, or shall I move over to some 3-count bits and pieces?
Go over to 3-count, bud.
Yeah, so again, 3-count, again, doing really, really well. So we've had Alexa Bliss, we've had a beautiful Relic patch auto come out from 3-count from them. We had a 1-of-1 Sola Sikoa auto crop out this past few days as well. And Chris also put out his own little Percy. Actually pulled the 1-of-1 Rocky Maivia from a Percy for himself. So doing some great things on the 3-count. Of course, Lloydy getting his WrestleMania out of 3-count as well. So yeah, 3-count, there's still plenty of those breaks going on as well with Cardtricks. So do keep an eye out from them. But a cracking
literally
month
doing one as we speak.
Yeah, it's the release.
There we go.
Day
It's the release day of 3-count right now going on. Only 10 spots left. They've smashed it.
Boom.
It's really quick, Phil.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get ourselves in and see what gets pulled out in the next sort of 10, 15 minutes in that case. And so, yeah, I mean, when it comes to Cardtricks breaks, again, this just proves that any spot can do some big uns. Some of the low-numbered cards are always cropping up as here as well. So, yeah, in regards to big hits, that's what they've had come through over the past few weekends. So, yeah, great work all round.
Right, then, we'll close it off there. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. And we'll speak to you all very soon. 4th podcast that we've done between us in the last week done. We'll see you on the 5th soon.
Couple of days, yeah.
Couple of days.
See you later, boys.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.